Yes, yesterday class. Yes, yesterday class. Yes, some fundamental basics were discussed, some introduction discussed, like what is software, system software, application software. Next, languages, like first generation, second generation. Yes, low level, high level languages. These concepts were discussed. So yesterday, yes, low level, high level languages. See here, high level language, low level language. So these all we discussed yesterday, just basics were discussed. Yes, low level languages. Next, high level languages. Okay. Yes, next generation of language also discussed, like functional oriented, object based. All these things are discussed. Okay. Yes, next here, high level language, like a yes, English language. It's a user understandable language. Every high level language instruction has to convert into low level language. For example, here, let us take some example here. Suppose, yes, see, so Java program, yes, it's a high level language. Yes, system don't know about this language. Here, this language has to convert into binary format. System understandable language. Yes, we will convert it here. Okay. So this every high level language, yes, it's like English language, user understandable language. Every high level language has to convert into binary format. System understandable language. Who will convert into system understandable language? Okay. Similarly, one more example. Suppose Python script. Let us take Python script here. Python script. Yes. This is like a English language. Like this, yes, every high level language instructions how to convert into binary code. Every high level language instructions have to convert into binary code. After converting to binary code, submit it to processor. So processor executes yes the statements and giving results in here. So here every high level language program has to convert into system understandable language, means binary format. Who will convert it? Either compiler or interpreter. Yes, either compiler or interpreter. Yes, either compiler or interpreter or interpreter. Either compiler or interpreter. Either compiler or interpreter converts. Either compiler or interpreter converts from high level language to low level language. Either compiler or interpreter. Okay. Both are converting from high level language to binary codes, but the way it's working is different. Okay, either compiler or interpreter, converts, either compiler or interpreter converts from high level language to binary codes, Okay, after converting to binary codes, then program executes, generating result finally here, right? So compiler, interpreter. So both are doing same job, converting from high level language to binary code. Both are doing same job, but the way it's working is different. Yes, interpreter, compiler, the way it's working is different. Okay, so let us see interpreter versus compiler. Yes, our topic is yes, interpreter versus compiler. Okay, yes, after finishing this, Java depends on what? Is it interpreter based or compiler based? Okay, that also we'll discuss. Okay, yes, interpreter versus compiler. Yes, interpreter. Yes, 1 second. Yes, interpreter versus compiler. Yes, interpreter. Yes, versus compiler. Let us see the differences. Interpreter versus compiler. So first, let us see about interpreter. What is interpreter? How interpreter is working? Interpreter. For example, let's start with Python script. Let us take some Python script. Yes, interpreter based language like Python, yes, HTML, Linux shell scripting. These are some interpreter based language. Let us see how this interpreter is working. So for this, I'm taking some Python example here. Python example. Yes, CMD command prompt. What's a Python program? D drive, M in the Python folder. In this Python script is there. S.py. Okay. So D drive, D colon, we'll take to D drive, CD, yes, M in the Python. Right? CLS, DR. Okay. Yes, here test.py. Test.py. Yes, notepad. Test.py. So just opening Python script. Yes, in this C A equal 10, B equal 20, C equal to A plus B. Yes, first addition, C equal to A plus B. So addition, next C equal to A minus B, subtraction, yes, C equal to A into B. So multiplication, just it's a Python script to perform different mathematical operations. Okay, save and exit. Now, this one, directly submitting which is script. Yes, Python is interpreter based. Python is interpreter based, directly submitting script. Yes, here checking errors, nothing required, directly submitting. Say interpreter directly will run the script here. Suppose if it is compiler, first of all it compiles the whole program, checking all the errors. If no errors, then starts execution. But Python or any interpreter based language, interpreter directly running your script, sees the script, directly executed. Okay, test.py. The script executed directly simply here. Directly executed. Okay, the script executed directly. Okay. So what is happening here? Yes, interpreter, how it's working, interpreter here. So interpreter checks for the first line. Suppose syntax is correct. Syntax means some rules. Every language has its own rules. Okay. Suppose syntax is correct. This statement executes. That means first A equal to syntax is correct. Once correct here, the statement executes. Okay. So that means here first memory allocating for here, then storing done here. Next, this statement are the correct, then executes. That means memory allocating for B, then storing 20 here. So memory allocating for A, storing 10, memory allocating for B, storing 20 here. C equal to A plus. This statement is correct. Okay. Simply A plus B, it calculates and assigns C. Then addition equals C. So checking and execution immediately, checking. So line by line, first line checking, then execution. Next line checking, then execution. Third line checking, then execution. Next line checking, then execution. Next line, if statement is correct, executes immediately. Next correct, executes immediately. Next correct, executes immediately. Next correct, executes immediately. So you can, so line by line checking, then execution, checking and execution, checking and immediately giving output. So checking and giving output, checking immediately giving outputs. It's line by line checking here and execution generating output, right? Okay. Yes. Here, let us see. Yes. Yes. Let me explain very clearly. This is how it's working here. What's happening here? Let us see very clearly. Yes. Suppose first statement, next statement. Python script statements like this. Next statement. Yes. Next statement. Yes. Next statement. There are some statements like this. There are some statements. Next statement. Yes. Next statement. Yes. Next statement. There are some statements. There are some statements. So there are some statements here like this. Yes. So code, Python code. So there are some statements, right? Some statements. So checking first statement, then execution. Checking next statement, execution. Checking next statement, then execution. Suppose some mistake here, some comma missing here. What happens here? Comma missing. What happens? See here. Now run it. Run it. See that. See here. What's happened here? So seventh line error messages invalid syntax, right? Invalid syntax. Okay. See this. So first statement is correct. Execute it. Second statement correct. Execute it. Third statement correct. Execute it. Yes. Next, this statement something wrong here. Simply stop it. So any error comes, simply stops. Just stopping there on here. So any error comes, yes, simply stops. It won't check for next coming errors. Next coming errors, it won't check for next here. Okay, any error comes, simply stops here. Okay, so how it's working here? See Python. Yes, Python interpreter or any interpreter based language, Python script or Linux shell script or HTML. You take any scripting language, how it's working here. Yes, interpreter checking for the first state. Suppose first statement is correct. Syntax is correct. Syntax is correct here. Syntax is correct. Then immediately converts into binary code. The statement converts into binary code. Zeros ones format. Zeros ones format. Zeros ones format. Then submit it to processor. Submit it to processor. Processor generating outputs. Generating output. So giving simply just giving output. Simply just giving output. Right. So output here. Okay. So similarly here. Next second statement. Suppose next statement also correct. Okay, first statement is correct. So first statement is correct here. Simply converts into binary code. Just converts into binary code. Converts into binary code. Generating outputs. Next checking for see what's happened here in Python here or anywhere. Yes, interpreter. How interpreter is working here? Checking first statement. If first statement is correct, immediately converts into binary code and submit it to process generating output, right? Generating outputs. See, next statement may be right or wrong. Interpreter never checking for next coming statement. Suppose if the statement is correct, yes, if statement is correct, immediately converts into binary code, submitted to processor, generating output. Okay, after that, checking for next statement also. Just checking for next statements. But then checking for next statement. Suppose this also correct. This also correct. Same. Second statement also converts into binary code and submit to processor, generating outputs. Okay, right? Next checking next statement. Suppose something wrong. Next statement something wrong. Simply stops here. Just stops here. Stops. Yes, something. If any error comes, simply stops here. Okay. So Python. How? Yes, Python or any script. Yes, interpreter. How that interpreter is working here? So interpreter checking line by line. Yes, interpreter checking first line. Yes, if it is correct, immediately converts into binary code and generating results. Checking for next statement. If it is correct, immediately converts into binary code, generating results here. Suppose something wrong, simply stops. Any error comes, simply stops. This is working of interpreter. So interpreter working is like this. Okay. Yes, same thing. If it is compiler, how it works? Let us go to compiler here. How compiler working? Let us say about compiler. Yes, compiler. How compile is working? Compiler. How compile? Suppose, for example, C program. For this case, let us take some C program. So test.c. So how compile is working here? See, compiler checks for the first statement. Compiler checking first statement. First statement is correct. Even correct, it won't convert into binary code. Immediately, it won't convert into binary code. No, it won't convert into binary code. It won't convert. Even statement is correct, it won't convert into binary code. However, checking for second statement. Suppose second statement also correct. Even correct, it won't convert into binary code here. Next, checking for next step. Suppose something wrong here. Something wrong here. Yes, error at third line. Just showing error at third line. After that, checking for next statement also. Okay. Suppose if it is correct, then go to next statement. Like this, top to bottom. Compiler checks the whole program from top to bottom. From top to bottom. Top to bottom. Yes, compiler checks whole program from top to bottom, shows all the errors. Suppose next statement here some error. Yes, error at some line here. So next error. Okay, right? So checking for next statement. Next statement is correct. Okay, next checking for next statement. So top to bottom, compiler checks the whole program from top to bottom. Even error is there, it goes to next statement also. Even error is there, it goes to next statement. Like this, top to bottom, compiler checks whole program from top to bottom. Okay. So whole program from top to compiler checks whole program from top to bottom. 1 second. Compiler checks whole program from top to bottom. Checking whole program from top to bottom. So this is correct. Fine. Okay. So you can compare checking for the first statement. Yes, suppose first statement is correct, then go to second statement. See, in case of interpreter, what happens here? Suppose first statement is correct, this statement simply converts into binary code, then binary code submitted to processor, executing generating output, simply generating output, just generating outputs. Okay, so first statement checking and generating outputs. Next statement correct, generating output here. Next statement something wrong, simply stops. Any error comes, simply stops. So interpreter shows only one error. Interpreter shows only one error. So it checks line by line. Interpreter checks the program line by line and executes line by line. Checking and execution line by line. Interpreter checking and execution line by line. It's line by line. So interpreter working line by line. So interpreter working is line by line. Yes, when come to compile here, compiler checks the whole program from top to bottom. Okay, suppose first statement is correct. Even it's correct, it won't convert into binary code immediately. It won't convert. See, in case of interpreter, what happens here? First statement is correct, immediately convert into binary code. So line by line converting and generating outputs. Converting, then executing. Yes, executing, right? But in case of compiler, what happens here? Checking first line, even correct, it won't convert. Checking next line, even correct, it won't convert here. It won't convert into binary code. Checking next line, suppose something wrong, error at some line, next line, next line. Suppose here something wrong, error at some line, next line, like this. Suppose checking here, error at some line. Like this, compiler checks the whole program from top to bottom. Compiler checks whole program from top to bottom and shows all the errors. Compiler shows all the errors in the program. Yes, in case of interpreter, what happens? Only one error. If any error comes, simply stops there. If any error comes, interpreter stops. Compile is not like that. Even error is there, checking for next statement also. Even error comes, checking for next. So top to bottom, compiler checks whole program from top to bottom, whereas interpreter is line by line. First line checking, then execution, immediate output. Second line checking, immediate output. Third line checking, something error, simply stopping. So interpreter shows only one error. So interpreter shows only one error. If any error comes, simply stopping there only, stopping there. But compile is not like that here. So top to bottom, compiler checking whole program from top to bottom shows all the errors. Okay, fine. Yes, next, as a programmer, we should correct the errors. After correction, now recompile. After correction, next recompile. Suppose next time correction. Next time everything is fine. Yes, every statement is no errors. Next time no errors. What happens if no errors? What happens if no errors? What happens here? If no errors, then compiler. If no errors, then compiler. Then compiler opens. Yes, compiler opens another file. If no error, then compiler opens another file. Just opening another file. If no errors, top to bottom checking. If no errors here, compiler opens another file. After opening another file here, it converts. Yes, the source code is called a source code. Your program, see, this is called a source code. Called as what are the program we are writing? It's called a source code, Python script or Java program or C program, C++. So these programs are called source codes. That's source code. It's a source code. Okay. So here test.c, it's a source code. Test.py, Python script, it's a source code. That English language program. Yes, our program called a source code. Okay. Now here, so compiler checking whole program from top to bottom. If no errors here, then converts this whole source code into binary code. First statement converts into binary code like a zeros ones format and write to another file. Zeros ones format. Just zeros ones format. Write to another file here. Zeros ones format. Just zeros ones format. Write to another file. So writing this whole source code converts. That means that English language code, complete code converts into binary code and write to another file. Right? Here this file is called as exe file. This file is exe. Okay, so this exe file. Exe means executable file, ready to execute. This file is called as exe file. This file is called as exe file. So exe file means this is ready to execute. Exe file is ready to execute. Okay. Now this exe file generates. After generating exe file, this exe file submitted to processor. So processor taking that exe file here and executes and generating output. So what happens here? So at a time, this whole code complete exe file at a time submitted to processor. So processor taking that exe file executes generating output at a time. So at a time generating output here. Whole program generating output at a time. It's a at a time output. At a time output, right? Yes, in case of interpreter, what happens? Line by line. First line checking, then giving outputs. Second line checking and generating output. Third line error simply stops. So it's a line by line. Line by line checking here, line by line output here, line by line checking or line by line output here. But if in case of compiler, what happens here? Whole program converts into binary code. That binary code exe file submitted to processor. So at a time executing, at a time giving output. Yes, let me show you example also. Yes, compiler example. Suppose Linux writing C program. See here Python. Yes. See interpreter based directly executing, right? Yes. Correct this mistakes. Error. Correct this mistake. Control yes. Save it. Save the notepad file and submit. So directly submitting the script. Directly submitting and executing, so generating output. So this is interpreter. Working of interpreter. If it is interpreter here, then directly submitting that program here. Program submitting direct, no error checking, nothing checking here. Directly execution. Directly submitting then execution, generating output here. Yes, if it is C program, let us go to C program. Yes, C is a compiler based. How compiler based is working? Let us see about compiler. How compiler is working. Yes, ls cd, suppose mn dot directory, yes, mn dot ls, remove all the files, delete it. Yes, processing work in directory mn dot ls, nothing is there here. Yes, gedit test.c, test.c, hash include, yes, std io.h. So this is writing C program. Same thing, addition, subtraction, multiplication. For same thing, just I'm writing C program. White main function, white main function, starting, ending, starting, ending. Yes, starting, ending. Yes, this int a equal to 10. Next int b is equal to 20. Right. Next int c, third variable c. C, right? Yes, after this. Now c equal to, yes, a plus b. Yes, printf, yes, addition equal to, yes, personality slash n, comma c, displaying c value. So this is addition. Next, subtraction, next multiplication, subtraction, next multiplication. Yes, a equal to 10. Yes, next b equal to 20. Next into c equal to a plus b. So addition, so then displaying addition value. C equal to a minus b, displaying c result value here. C equal to a into b, multiplication. That's it. Okay. Yes, control yes, saving program. After saving this here, ls, see this test.c file. So test.c file like this. Test.c file, right? Just all the statements like this. All these statements. Now this program has to compile cc -c s.c, compiling. Yes, compile, no error, less. No, test.o file generated. Now test.o contains binary code for your C program. Binary code. That binary code convert into exe format. Next, we should convert into exe format. cc-o. Yes. exe file name is project exe. Test.o. Test.o. See, project exe file generated. So we got one exe file. After getting exe file, then submit it. Yes, addition, subtraction, multiplication. This is working of compiler. So how compiler is working here? How it's working here? See, compiler checking whole program from top to bottom. Top to bottom, if no errors here, whole code converts into one exe format. That project exe, right? Yes. So finally getting one exe file. That exe file executes. Okay, compiler checking whole program from top to bottom. So first compiling. Compiler checks for all the errors. Compiler initially checking for errors. Suppose interpreter, no, it won't check for any errors. Directly executing. Interpreter executes your program directly. It won't check for errors. Prior checking, no. Interpreter don't check here. Directly executing your program. So interpreter executes the program directly. But compiler what happens? First checking for errors. See compilation process. Hyphen sim is compilation. So compiling. Suppose if no errors, generating one object file here, later convert into exe format. So this is ready to execute. exe file executable file, ready to execute. No project exe submission here, then execution, generating output like this. Okay, so what is happening here? So this whole code converts into binary code. After converting into binary code here, so this binary code, that binary code exe file, that binary code, yes, 1 second. Once again from word problem. Okay, yes, no problem then. Yes, now here, so submit it. Okay, execute it here. So checking whole program from top to bottom, if no errors, one exe file generated. And given output, right? Now here, let us make some mistakes. What happens here? Remove start.o. The object file deleted. Remove the project exe file. Deleted here. See, test.c program. Gedit test.c. 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 Test.c here. Suppose here by mistake some semicolon missing here. Suppose here double quote missing. Suppose here comma missing. Suppose here some semicolon missing. Let's save. Control S, save it. Save. Close. No compilation. ls compilation here. Yes. How it works? See this now. cc-c. See. Yes, compiler shows all the errors from top to bottom. All the errors. Interpreter is only one error. If any error comes, simply interpreter stops. Interpreter shows only one error. If any error comes, simply interpreter stops. But compare is top to bottom all there. See, 9th line error message, 11th line error message, 13th line error message, next 22nd line. Yes, so 13th line error message, next 24th line error message. See that line errors. 9th line error message, 11th line error message, 13th line error message, next 24th line error message. So top to bottom, compiler shows all the errors from top to bottom. Compiler shows all the errors from top to bottom. Compiler shows all the errors from top to bottom. Shows all the errors from top to bottom. Yes, it shows all the errors from top to bottom. Okay, so you get all the errors from top to bottom, right? All the errors. Okay, now yes, correct all the errors here. Correction. Yes, let us correct all the errors here. Correction of errors. Semicolon missing. Save and close. Yes, now let us recompile here. Recompile ls. Yes, recompile cc-c test.c. Yes, recompilation. Yes, again errors. Yes, 13th line error. Yes, what is missing here? Double quote missing here. This is addition here. Here this double quote missing, right? Double quote missing. Okay. Yes, now open that. Yes, double quote missing. Yes, save and close. Recompile again here. Yes, recompile. Yes, now 70th line. Yes, here comma missing. Subtraction equal comma missing, right? Comma missing. Comma missing. Okay. Yes, now go to here 70th line, comma missing. Comma missing, right? Comma. Next here semicolon missing. Semicolon. Yes, correct all the errors after correction. Yes, after correction. Yes, now recompile. CC hyphen C test dot C. Recompile. Yes, recompile. No errors. If no error, tested.to file generated. Now this tested.to file, that object file converting to exe formats. Hyphen O. Hyphen means object file. Object file converted to exe format. Project result exe is project. Now test.to. Test.to, right? Yes, now got the project exe file. Now run it, project exe file. Okay, so finally got the output, right? So this is working of interpreter and compiler. Okay, yes, let us see the differences here. What's the difference between this interpreter and compiler? The differences, let us see. So here, interpreter versus compiler with all the statements. One second, let me close the document. Yes, interpreter versus compiler. Let us see that points very clearly. Points wise we'll discuss here. Points wise. Yes. See interpreter. Interpreter, next compiler. Interpreter versus compiler. Interpreter versus compiler. Yes. How interpreter working? First statement is yes, it checks. Interpreter checks. Yes, interpreter checks codes line by line. Line by checking line by line, right? First line checking. If it is correct, executes and generating outputs. Second line checking. If it is correct, generating output. Third line checking. Something action stops. Yes, compiler. How compile is working? Yes, it checks whole program from top to bottom. Yes, it checks whole program from top to bottom, from top to bottom, from top to bottom. Right? Yes, see, interpreter checks the code. Just checks the code line by line. Interpreter checks the code line by line. First line checking, then execution. Second line checking, then execution. Third line checking, then execution. Something wrong, simply stops. Okay. So what is compile? How compile is working here? It checks the whole program from top to bottom, right? Next difference. Next difference. Yes, interpreter it generates output line by line. Yes, interpreter generates output line by line. So just it's line by line output. It generates output line by line. So interpreter generates output line by line. Just output generating line by line. Okay. So this is interpreter generates output line by line. Yes, compiler. Yes, how compiler generating output here? See, compiler converts whole program into binary code. That exe file executing, right? So at a time output. So this is at a time output. It's a at a time output. Yes, it's a at a time output. Okay. See here, interpreter checking the code line by line here. So compiler checks the whole program at a time from top to bottom. Top to bottom. Yes, next output. When come to output here, interpreter generates output line by line. Interpreter generating output line by line. But in case of compiler, at a time output here. It's a at a time, at once. Okay. See here, interpreter. Yes, here interpreter line by line here, but compiler at a time output here. So compiler that exe file executing, right? Exe file submitted to processor generating output at a time. So at a time output. Okay, right? Yes, next. Next here. See, interpreter, any error comes, simply stopping, right? Any error comes, interpreter stops. Any error comes, interpreter stops means it shows only one error. 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 Yes, but it's compiler. It shows all the errors. Compiler shows all the errors from top to bottom. Compiler shows all the errors from top to bottom. It shows all the errors, it shows all the errors from top to bottom, from top to bottom, from top to bottom, from top to bottom. It shows all the errors from top to bottom, right? Top to bottom. Okay. See, in case of interpreter, yes, only one error. If any error comes, interpreter stops. But compile is not like that. Compile shows all the errors. Yes, just now I showed practically. Okay. So interpreter, any error comes, simply stopping here. But compile shows all the errors from top to bottom, showing all the errors, right? Yes. Next difference. See, in case of interpreter, yes, here checking first line immediately execution, next line immediately execution, next line checking immediately here. Something wrong, stopping, right? But in case of compiler, what happens here? Yes, checks whole program from top to bottom, checking whole program from top to bottom. If no errors, generating one exe file. So compiler generating exe file, right? That exe file executes. So compiler generates exe file. Interpreter never generates exe. Okay. So interpreter, it does not. Yes, interpreter, it does not generate exe file. Interpreter does not generate exe file. So interpreter never generates exe file. Okay, one second. Yes, interpreter. So interpreter does not generate exe file. Interpreter never generating exe file. Interpreter never generates exe file. Compiler, it generates exe file. Generates exe file. It generates exe file. See, main difference between interpreter and compiler. Main difference between interpreter and compiler. Exe file. Yes, case. Can you hear me? My voice, is it audible or getting any break? Voice break? Yes, guys. You guys, can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? Yes, clear? Yeah, thank you. Yes, Krishna Sri. My voice, is it clear?
Yes,
Hello.
yes.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Suppose, see, anyone unable to hear my voice, just you have to rejoin. Just ping me chat box. Yes, if you getting voice issues here, just ping me chat box. I'll tell you solution here. Just ping me chat. Okay. Yes, just unmuted everyone. I have unmuted. Okay. Yes, muted everyone now. Now it's muted. Okay. Now, so you have main difference between interpreter and compiler exe file. So interpreter does not generate exe file, compiler generates exe file. Yet this is most important point for our Java. Java independent platform. Yes, the topic depends on this exe file concept. Yes, what is exactly exe file? That point also we'll discuss. Okay. So interpreter does not generate exe file. Interpreter does not generate exe file. Compiler generates exe file. Okay. Yes, next difference. Next difference here. Yes, interpreter, it executes source code directly. It executes source code directly. Yes, source code directly. It executes source code directly. See, interpreter. See, Python script. Yes, that code executing directly. It's not converting it in exe file. It's not checking any errors. Directly working simply here. This directly executing. That script executing. See this. Your source. This is source code, right? It's a source code. This is source code. So the source code executing directly here. This source code executing directly here. Okay. See, source code directly I'm submitting and getting result, right? So your source code executes directly. Yes, in case of interpreter, what happens here? It executes source code directly. Yes, in case of compiler, what happens here? Generating exe file. That exe file executes, not source code. Okay. Yes, it executes exe file. Okay, it executes exe file. So what is exactly exe file? Exe file contains what? This is actually our topic here. Okay, Java independent platform. We have the topic independent platform. That time we'll discuss about exactly what is exe file. Okay. Yes. Next step. Next difference here. Yes, interpreter based language called a scripting language. Yes, for this all interpreter based languages are scripting language. Okay, these are scripting language here. Okay, all scripting language comes on this category here. What scripting language? Scripting languages. Scripting languages are interpreter based. Scripting languages are interpreter based. Interpreter based. Right? Yes, interpreter based languages are scripting languages. Okay. All scripting languages are called as interpreter based. All scripting languages are interpreter based. Okay. Yes. Programming language. Compiler based called as programming languages. Yes, programming. Yeah, these are programming languages. These are programming. These are programming languages. Programming languages. They are programming languages. Okay. So interpreter based called as scripting languages. Compiler based called as programming languages. Interpreter based languages called as scripting languages. Compiler based called as programming languages. Scripting language examples. Scripting language examples here. Examples. HTML is a scripting language. HTML is a scripting language. See this HTML. Let us go to HTML here. No, compiler generates one exe file. Is not, yes, that exe file executed by system directly here. Compiler generates one exe file. If it is interpreter directly executes the code. Interpreter executes the code directly. Yes, if it is interpreter, in case of interpreter, yes. So interpreter, the code executes directly. In case of compiler, what's happened here? In case of compiler, see this. In case of compiler, generating one exe file. Okay, generating one exe project exe file. See this. That exe project exe file. That exe file generated. Yes, here exe file executed directly. That file executed. That exe file executed. Okay, file executed. So compiler generating exe file. That's it here. But compiler cannot execute your program directly. Yes, compiler cannot execute program directly. Compiler generates one exe file. That exe file executing by the OS. Okay, so compiler generates exe file. In case of interpreter, what happens here? No exe file. No exe file here. Interpreter directly executes source codes. Okay, interpreter directly executes source codes. Okay, see here interpreter. It executes. See this. It executes source code directly. It executes source code directly here. Yes, in this case, exe file executes. Here exe file executes. Here exe file executes. Exe file executes, right? Exe file executes. Okay, here, so yes, interpreter executes source code directly, but here exe file executes. Compiler task is to generate exe file. Compiler task is to generate exe file. Once exe is generated here, that will execute directly. Okay, yes. Next step. See here, these are the scripting languages. See, interpreter based. These all are scripting languages. These all are scripting languages. Compiler based. These all are programming language. Programming language. Okay. Scripting language. HTML is a scripting language. See HTML. Let me show one example. HTML. See HTML. See HTML code. Some test.html file here. Test.html. See this. It's the HTML code, right? It's a script. Open source. Anytime we can mount. It's a script. HTML script. Okay, HTML. It's a interpreter based. Okay, right? HTML. It's a browser understandable language. Hypertext markup language. It's a browser understandable language. Here, browser is an interpreter. For HTML, browser is an interpreter. For Python code, Python is an interpreter. Python interpreter is there. There to run the Python code. Python interpreter is there. To run the Python code, this is a Python interpreter. To run the HTML code, browser. Browser will run the HTML codes. Browser will run the HTML code. So browser is an interpreter for the HTML. Browser is an interpreter. Browser is an interpreter for the HTML. That's it. So for every scripting language, there's a interpreter. So for HTML, browser is an interpreter. That's right. Next, yes, Python script, Python interpreter. Python script, Python interpreter. Suppose Linux shell scripting, shell is an interpreter. Linux shell scripting, it's an interpreter based language. Perl scripting, okay, Perl interpreter. Next, PHP scripting, PHP interpreter. Okay, next, JavaScript, yes, JavaScript. For JavaScript also, browser is an interpreter. They are the interpreter based language. Okay, they are scripting language. HTML, Python, shell scripting, Perl scripting, PHP, JavaScript. These are interpreter based languages. These are interpreter based language. Interpreter based. Okay. Yes, they are scripting languages. All are scripting languages. These are scripting languages. Okay, these all are scripting languages. Yes, programming language examples here. Examples. Yes, examples. C. Example, C is a programming language. It's a compiler based. C++ compiler based. Next .NET, C# is a compiler based. Okay. So these are the interpreter based language. Next, these are compiler based language. What is Java? We'll see. Wait. I'll explain. Next, Java only here. Yes. What is Java? We'll discuss. Wait. Next here. Next. See here interpreter based. Yes, this code. Yes, see this. Open this code. We can modify this code. Suppose open this code just to modify this. Suppose I don't want this statement. I can remove, save, and close. Simply here submit here. That's it. So anytime we can modify that code here. That code can be modified anytime. It's open source, called as open source. If you're able to modify that code, called as open source. Yes, scripting languages are open source. Interpreter based language, scripting languages are open source. Open source means it can be modified anytime. That code can be modified anytime here. Code can be modified anytime. Anytime. Okay. Yes. See HTML codes. Yes. Open with the notepad. Yes. See here HTML code. Yes. It's a login form. See here. Here username, password, submit button, reset button. Okay. So this is HTML code, right? HTML. Double click and open. Yes. Is running here. See that. It's a browser understandable language. Browser. It's open the browser, right? Yes. It is open the browser. Open the browser. So it's a browser understandable language. It's a browser understandable language. Okay. Now let us change something here. Yes. So just it's a open source. Anytime we can modify. Anytime we can modify. Suppose let us remove reset button. Suppose I don't want reset button. I don't want this button here. Just remove it here and run it. Yes. Reset button. So previously reset button is red. Now we don't have reset button. Okay. Suppose I want to add it again here. Yes, again I want to add it. Okay, just adding simply here. Open and add it. Yes, open. Open. Yes, open and add it. So adding that reset button. Save and close. Now run it. Yes, again got the reset button. So anytime it can be modified. Okay. Yes, here interpreter based language. Yes, it's a source code can be modified anytime. It's a scripting language. Scripting language. It's a open source. It can be modified anytime. Suppose if it is compiler based. Compiler based here, I want to modify this code. Yes, how to modify? If it is compiler based, exe file. Yes, modification of exe. No, we cannot modify. Exe is binary format. Completely binary format. That exe file generated. Okay. So this cannot be modified. Let me open that exe file. Little bit time taken. Yes, it's exe file. See binary format, 0s 1s format, the exe format, 0s 1s format, right? Binary format. Binary code is a machine language. It's a system understandable language. It cannot be modified. So it's not open source. Open source means if you're able to modify, that is called as open source. At any time, if you're able to modify, that is called as open source. See HTML can be modified anytime here. Python scripting can be modified anytime. Shell scripting can be modified anytime. These scripting languages can be modified anytime. Simply open and modify and run it. But compiler based, that exe file you cannot modify. Exe file you cannot modify. So really if you want to modify that here, first you have to open your source code, the test.c program. Okay. So C program. Yes, first of all, C program you have to modify. After modification, next you have to recompile, next you have to rebuild. So many steps. Really, if you want to modify the code here, you should take the original code. That code you have to recompile. Yes, after recompilation, next you have to regenerate exe file. You have to rebuild your exe file. Directly cannot modify. Directly can't. Yes, if you're able to modify directly, that is called open source here. That is called open source. Okay. So interpreter based language is a open source. Okay. It's a open source. Interpreter based. It's a open source. Yes, open source. Yes, open source. Open source. Yes, it can be. Yes, it can be modified anytime. It can be modified. Yes, at any time. At any time. It can be modified at any time. Yes, it's not open source. Not an open source. Compiler based exe file. Okay. See here it's exe since. Yes, it's exe since it's a exe file here. Exe file cannot be modified. Cannot be modified. Or cannot be modified. Modified. It cannot be. Yes, modified. So not an open source. Not an open source. Not an open source. not an open source, right? Okay. So yes, scripting languages are open source language, open source. The code is open source. Anytime can be modified. Interpreter based one, it's a open source. Python script, anytime you can modify, it's open source. Okay, right? Yes, next. One more difference here. Yes, interpreter based language. Okay. See, any language, any language, any language, any language, interpreter based, any language interpreter based, don't have exe file concept. Don't have, yes, don't have exe file concept. Don't have exe file concept. Okay. Yes, any language interpreter based. Yes, interpreter based language don't have exe file. So interpreter based language don't have exe file. Okay, so interpreter based language don't have exe file concept here. Okay, see HTML, directly HTML source code, right? No exe file, no exe file. See Python scripting, directly Python scripter, no exe file. Okay, yes, if it is compiled with exe file concept here. Okay, here, yes, everything is exe. To run it, everything is an exe here. Here, everything is an exe file. It's exe based one, right? So compile base is exe. So everything is an exe, but here don't have exe file. Interpreter based language don't have exe file concepts. Remember this point. Ninth point is very, very important. Yes, interpreter based language don't have exe file concept. Compiler based is exe file. Okay, so the difference between stay here. Okay, so one by one, clear difference. Interpreter and compiler differences. First one, interpreter checks the code line by line. Yes, what is compiler? Top to bottom checking. Compiler checking program from top to bottom. Okay, so next, output generating, line by line output. But interpreter at a time, compiler at a time. Reason exe file. That exe file executes at a time giving outputs. Okay, so next, interpreter only one error. Compiler shows all the errors from top to bottom, all the errors. Next, interpreter does not generate exe file. So no exe file concept interpreter. Compiler always exe file. So compiler generates exe file. Okay. Next, in case of interpreter here, source code executes directly. Yes, compiler that exe file executes. After generating exe file, yes, it executes exe file. Next, interpreter. Yes, all scripting languages are called as interpreter based. Interpreter based languages are scripting languages. Next, these are programming language. They're programming language. Okay. So here interpreter based examples, scripting language, compiler based programming language. Okay. Yes, interpreter scripting language, open source, anytime it can be modified. Anytime it can be modified here. Compiler based, yes, it's not an open source. You cannot modify here. Okay. Yes, interpreter based language don't have exe file concepts. Interpreter based language don't have exe file concept. Here everything is exe file. Compiler based everything is exe file. Okay. One second. Let me show the Java your class document. Yes. Yes, in class document very clearly mentioned here. Till now, whatever discussed here. See, yesterday topic very clearly mentioned here. That yesterday topic, today topic between interpreter and compiler. This topic. See that all these points here, all these points very clearly mentioned. Okay, interpreter compiler, that difference. Interpreter versus compiler. That difference is very clearly mentioned here, very clearly mentioned. Interpreter versus compiler, all the points very clearly prepared. Okay, fine. Now what is Java? Let us come to this. See, here, these are interpreter based language, these are compiler based language. Yes, now what is Java? Yes, what is Java? Java based on what here? What is Java? So what is Java? Yes, what is Java? Yes, is it? Yes, is it interpreter based? Interpreter based or compiler based? Let us see this. Yes, is it interpreter based or compiler based? Let's take it here. Java, what is Java? Yes, is it interpreter based or compiler based? The question is, what is Java? Is it interpreter based or compiler based? There's a question here. Yes. So first, let me explain topic. After that, just you answer the question. Here question is, what is Java? Is it interpreter based or compiler based? That question you have to answer. So first of all, let me explain about Java. After explaining about Java, then you give answer. First, I'll explain about Java, then you can answer the question. Okay? Yes. See, except Java, Yes, in other languages, what happens here? In other languages here, except Java, in other languages, except Java, in other languages here, yes, your source code, maybe, yes, source code means maybe C program code or yes, Python code. Source code means your program. So what are the program we are writing? We are writing that program source code. The source code simply converts into binary code. Binary code. Source code converts into binary code. That binary code submitted to processor. Processor generating output. Generating simply output, right? This is what is happening other languages except Java. Except Java, other languages here, source code converts into binary code. In other languages here, source code converts into binary code here. Source code simply converts into binary code. That binary code submitted to processor, generating finally output, right? Yes, now Java. Let us take Java. So in Java, what happens here? In Java, so first is source code. First is source code. Java, yes, source code. Source code converts into bytecode. There is a bytecode. Okay, bytecode converts into binary code. Bytecode converts into binary code. That binary code submitted to processor, and generating output, right? So what is happening? There is the intermediate code, bytecode. Some intermediate code is there. Source code is converting to bytecode to binary code. So what is bytecode? We'll discuss next. In actual Java, I'll explain what is bytecode. Why bytecode introduced here? To make the Java as independent platform. Yes, to make the Java as independent platform, bytecode was introduced. So why bytecode was introduced? To make the Java as independent platform. For the purpose of making Java program as independent platform, that bytecode was introduced. Okay, what is exactly bytecode? We'll discuss. Wait, I'll explain very clearly. So in case of Java, source code converts into bytecode to binary code. Yes, given to process generating output, right? See, other languages, source code directly converts into binary code. Source code converts into binary code. Yes, this may be by the either interpreter or compiler. Either interpreter or compiler. Okay. Suppose scripting language. In scripting language, interpreter converts source code to binary code directly. In scripting language, yes, interpreter converts source code to binary code directly. Yes, in case of programming language here, compiler converts source code to binary code. Either compiler or interpreter. Only one thing involving here. Either compiler involving or interpreter. Only one thing involving here. Either interpreter or compiler. Only one. Either interpreter or compiler. Only one involving in other cases. When come to Java, what happens here? Yes, first is source code converted to bytecode. Who will convert it? Source code to bytecode. Yes, this is by the compiler. This is by the compiler. So compiler. So Java compiler. So Java compiler, yes, converts source code to bytecode. Right? Next, bytecode to binary code. Who will do this here? Bytecode to binary code. Bytecode to binary code. Yes, this is by the interpreter. This is by the interpreter. Yes, interpreter. There the interpreter. So interpreter. This is by the yes interpreter. So this is by the interpreter. Right? Okay. Yes, in Java, source code to bytecode by the compiler. Yes, bytecode to binary code by the interpreter. Okay. So what is happening here? So first, Java program source code. Your Java program. Suppose let us say test.java. Yes, test.java. Test.java, which is Java program source code. This source code given to Java compiler, Java C. Java C means the compiler, Java compiler. It's a compiler. Compiler, yes, compiler taking source code. Compiler taking Java program, checking for all errors. So in Java, errors checking by the compiler. Errors checking by the compiler. In Java, errors checking by the compiler. So Java compiler, the source code test.java program file given to Java compiler. Java program, yes, checking all the errors. If no errors from top to bottom, checking from top to bottom. If no errors here, generating one bytecode file. Generating bytecode. Generating bytecode file. Generating bytecode. Okay, test.class file. Test.class file. Test.class. Okay, right? Yes. So it is source code given to Java compiler here. Java compiler taking this bytecode file here. Sorry. Yes, test.java given to Java compiler. Java compiler taking test.java file, checking from errors from top to bottom. From top to bottom, if no errors, generating one bytecode file. Generating bytecode tested dot class. Dot class a bytecode file. After that, Now this bytecode file, yes, bytecode. Here this bytecode file. So bytecode test.class file, test.class file. This test.class file given to Java interpreter. Now here interpreter also involving interpreter. Okay, there are two things in Java. So compiler plus interpreter. Yes, interpreter. No interpreter taking bytecode here, converting into binary code. Converting into binary code. Converting into binary code. After converting into binary code, yes, given to processor, generating output. Okay. So here, so first Java compiler checks the whole program from top to bottom. If no errors here, just generating bytecode. This bytecode given to Java interpreter. Now Java interpreter taking bytecodes and line by line conversion. So line by line. So Java also runtime is line by line. So first line converting to binary code and executing. Second line converting to binary code, then executing. So line by line, it won't create an exe file. Yes, it won't create an exe file. It's interpreter. Runtime is interpreter. So you have first line from test.class file taking first line, that bytecode file. From the bytecode file taking first statement, converts into binary code and processor submit it to processor. Next statement converts into binary code, then execution. So line by line here. So Java interpreter taking first line, converting into binary code, then execution. Second line convert into binary code, then execution. Third line convert into binary code, then execution. It's a line by line. At runtime, it's a line by line. Okay, right? So what is happening here? Yes, in Java errors, checking by the compiler, Okay, so errors checking by the compiler. In Java, errors checking by the compiler, in Java, errors checking by the compiler. Yes, if no errors here, then it generates what here? Bytecode file, not binary code file. Binary code file, that's exe file. Just a bytecode file generates bytecode file. So errors checking by the compiler. Yes, in Java, errors checking by the compiler. Errors checking by the compiler. Errors checking by the compiler. If no errors here, then it generates bytecode file. Bytecode file is not exe file. Dot class file is not exe file. Okay, right? Yes, now that bytecode file taken by the interpreter. Yes, so runtime. Yes, runtime. Yes, by the interpreter. Runtime by the interpreter. So runtime by the interpreter. So interpreter taking a dot class file and executing and generating outputs. Okay. So errors taken by the compiler, program execution by the interpreter. Okay. So errors, Java errors checking by the compiler. If no errors, generating one dot class file. The dot class file given to Java interpreter. So interpreter taking dot class file and executing, generating output finally. Now answer. Yes, answer to this point. So what is Java? Is it interpreter based or compiler based? Tell me the answer here. What's the answer for this? Yes, Java. Is it interpreter based or compiler based? What's the answer? Now, as for this explanation, from this explanation here, what is Java? Is it interpreter based or compiler based? Question. Tell me. See, errors. Yes, I'm repeating once again. Errors taken by the compiler. If no errors, generating one dot class file. The dot class file executing by the interpreter. That means there are two things are involving here. Yes, these two things are involving. That means Java depending on what here? So Java, is it interpreter based or compiler based? Yes, involving both. Yes, depending on both here. Java is both here. Java compiler based as well as interpreter based. Java both. Java is special case. Okay. Except Java, you take any language, either interpreter or compiler only. Only one thing involving either interpreter or compiler. But in case of Java, what happens here? Both. Errors checking by the compiler. Yes, runtime by the interpreter. Errors checking by the compiler. Runtime by the interpreter. Okay. So this is Java. Java depending on both the compiler as well as interpreter. Java depending on both compiler and interpreter. Errors checking by the compiler. Program execution by the interpreter. So involving both. That's it. Clear? Yes. Now Next question is here. One more question for you guys. Yes, one more question. One more question. Try to understand this point here. Yes, runtime. Yes, see any language, runtime. Runtime is an interpreter based. Don't have exe file. Try to understand this point here. Any language, runtime is an interpreter based language. Runtime is an interpreter based language. Don't have exe file concept. There is no exe file concept. Any language runtime is interpreter based. No exe file concepts. No exe file concepts. Okay. Yes. Now Java. See Java language. Runtime is interpreter based. Runtime is interpreter based language. Java runtime is interpreter. See Java errors taken by the compiler, but runtime by the interpreter. So Java language runtime is an interpreter based. Java runtime is an interpreter based. No questions here. Yes. Is there any exe file concept in Java? Is there an exe file concept in Java? These are all the interview questions. Next, one more question. Can we create? Yes, maybe another question. Can we create exe file in Java? Exe file in Java. Any question? Maybe I either asking like this or that here. Any of these two questions. Okay. Can we create exe file in Java? Is there any exe file concept in Java? See, try to understand this point here. You understand this point here. Any language runtime is interpreter based. Don't have exe file concept. No exe file concept. If it is runtime is interpreter based. So try to understand this is an interpreter based. If runtime is interpreter based, no exe file. Runtime is interpreter based, no exe file concept. Yes, Java runtime is interpreter based. Java runtime is interpreter based. So is there any exe file concept in Java, or can we create exe file in Java? Yes, try to answer this question here. Yes, is there any exe file concept in Java? Try to answer this. See, as per this point here, yes, any language runtime is interpreter based, no exe file. Any language runtime is interpreter based, no exe file. Runtime is interpreter based, no exe file. Java runtime is interpreter based. Yes. Now tell me, answer these two questions here. Any answer same. Is there any exe file in concept in Java here? Say yes or no. Yes, you understand my point, what I'm saying here? Yes, guys. See here this point. Runtime, if runtime is interpreter based, no exe file. Java runtime is interpreter based. So is there an exe file concept in Java? Say yes or no. Say yes or no. Simple answer. Yes, you understand point or not? Yes. Here no exe file concept in Java. Yes, no exe file. No exe file. Okay, no exe file concept in Java. We can't create exe file. Yes, in Java, everything is in Java, everything is a dot class file. Everything is a dot class file. Okay, in Java, everything is dot class file. No exe file concept in Java. Can we create exe file in Java? No, we can't create. We can't create exe file in Java. No exe file concept in Java. Okay, so everything is dot class file. What is dot class file? Dot class bytecode file. That's not exe file. This is some difference between dot exe file, dot class file. Exe file, class file. There's a difference here, and the differences we'll discuss. So exe file is a OS dependent, dot class file is independent of platform. Yes, the topic tomorrow will continue. Okay, so what is exactly exe file? What's a dot class file? Exe file contains what? Dot class file contains what? What's the difference between exe file and dot class file? Right, okay. Next, how is Java made as independent of platform? Yes, tomorrow we'll be discuss about that features here. Okay, tomorrow topic is about features. Java Yes, so this interpreter compiler, this concept is over. Yes, Java depending on both compiler as well as interpreter. Yes, in Java errors checking by the compiler. Yes, if no errors, generate .das file. .das file is a bytecode file. Java runtime by the interpreter. Okay, see source code to bytecode. So Java compiler. Yes, bytecode to binary code by the interpreter. That's it here. Okay, source code to bytecode to binary code, then this right. Source code to bytecode by the compiler, bytecode to binary code by the interpreter. Java depending on both the compiler as well as interpreter. Very clearly explained documents. Okay, yes, Java runtime is interpreter based. See any language runtime is interpreter based, no exe file here. Any language runtime is an interpreter based, no exe file. Yes, since Java runtime is interpreter based, no exe file concept in Java. So question is, can we create exe file in Java? No. There's no concept of exe files in Java. In Java, everything is a .class file. So but .class is not exe file. What is exe file? What is .class file? Yes, tomorrow we'll discuss. But tomorrow, yes, about these features. Yes, tomorrow features finishing. So complete Java overview finishing tomorrow. After that, we'll start programming. We'll start programming tomorrow. Right? Yeah. That's all for today. That's all. Yes. Let us wind up session for today. Yes, any doubts, guys? Yes, any doubts? If no doubts, let us find up. So thank you. Yes, see you tomorrow. We'll continue tomorrow.